Hey guys, Glow here, and today we are going to talk about the game Sable. So this game is sort of an open world exploration and learn game, very similar in playstyle to Breath of the Wild, but also very different. So what I want to talk to you guys today about is Sable good for self-care? Now, before we get started, I do want to let you know I was gifted a Steam key for this game, but I was not asked for or paid for my review at all. These are my thoughts about how this game works for me and my self-care. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Brief side note, I did lose all of my gameplay footage of this game. So unfortunately, there will be no gameplay footage for this review. Just me talking. I hope that's okay. Really sorry. Let's go. Okay, so before we get started, I do want to talk to you guys about how I am reviewing this game. I have come up with a scorecard for how I evaluate games for self-care. So we're looking at, is it easy to play? Is it relaxing? Is it enjoyable? Does it meet a particular need like stimulating your mind, strengthening friendships, even providing exercise, something like that? Does it take a lot of time and effort? Does it make me feel worse? Does it take a lot of emotional or physical energy? And does it approach topics of mental health sensitively? So those are the categories we're looking at. Some of those categories are going to give us stars. Some of those categories are going to take away stars. And then that final one, if it approaches topics of mental health and does so in a sensitive way, those are bonus points. Starting off, is Sable easy to play? This one, it definitely gets the star. This is a very easy game to play. The controls are very easy. It goes over most of them in game as you come across them. So pretty easy to learn. And once you kind of get the hang of it, very easy to just progress through the world, call your bike, glide through all the puzzles, and just enjoy yourself. Next up, is it relaxing? For me, absolutely yes, Sable was incredibly relaxing. There is no combat in this game. There are, at random points, some very interesting sounds, which probably won't freak anybody out nearly as much as they freak me out because of who I am as a person and just how I am always up here in terms of anxiety. But very relaxing game, really fun. Again, no combat, just exploring the world, driving around, looking at the beautiful scenery. It's incredible art, and just kind of going through the puzzles and figuring out the game. Next up, is Sable enjoyable? For the most part, I am going to say this is a very enjoyable game. However, I do have to take away half a star because I was playing on PC, and the entire time I was playing this game, it just really felt like I was supposed to be using a controller. Nothing ever told me to use a controller. Again, I was on PC, not on console, and it made some things very, very difficult. Like I feel like I couldn't really control the game properly. I might go back and try it again with a controller, but we'll see. I will say one thing that is just absolutely crazy to me is that this game is not on Nintendo Switch. Playing this game the whole time, I was sure that this game was made for Nintendo Switch. But right now, it looks like the only consoles you can play it on is actually Xbox. Maybe that's going to change in the future. Again, this is a perfect game for Switch, and I really hope they add it there in the future. Next up, we are taking a look at if Sable meets a particular need like stimulating your mind, strengthening relationships, or providing physical exercise. Now, there are puzzles in the game. I'm not sure if they're 100% required to actually complete it. Some of them I definitely felt like I could just skip over. Some of them did feel like I needed them to complete the quests I was on, but they might have even been side quests. So it doesn't seem like they're 100% necessary. And even when you do complete the puzzles, none of them are actually too difficult. So while I will say there is a bit of stimulation there, for the most part, I'm going to give this one only half a star for not being quite up there in the meeting of self-care needs. One of the big ones for me is, does this game require a lot of time and effort? For me, a game that is good for self-care is something that I can just pick up, play a little bit, feel better, and put down. And Sable is absolutely one of those games. It does get the star for this one. This is a really simple, easy game to just play. You learn the controls. You can save anywhere in the game. So you can play for 5 minutes. You can play for 5 hours. And then as soon as you're ready, just save, put it down, and you're going to pick right back up where you left off. Another aspect of this is how long the game actually takes to complete. The actual gameplay of Sable is fairly short if you are just doing the main mission. There are, of course, side quests that you can pick up along the way if you'd like to, so you can spread it out as far as you'd like. But I would say most people could probably complete this game in under 10 hours from start to finish with the main quest. So once again, getting that star. We're getting into the negatives now. And so first up we have, does it make me feel worse? There was not a single point during Sable where I felt worse about myself, about my environment, or that I felt scared. Even it's again a very peaceful game with really, really interesting art, and it kind of just draws you in throughout it. The story is very interesting, and the playthrough is simple but still intriguing and eye-catching. So definitely doesn't make us feel worse. We are not losing the star. Now, does it take up a lot of emotional or physical energy? Again, with this one, I am going with no. It is a very simple to learn game. No combat, that incredible art style, and the puzzles are pretty easy. So nothing that really takes too much out of you. And our final chance to gain stars, we do have our bonus. Does Sable approach topics of mental health in a sensitive manner? While this is a really fun game to play if you're dealing with feelings of anxiety or maybe depression, it doesn't actually approach those topics, at least not that I found in my playthrough. So I am not giving it the bonus stars for this one. All right, and here's what we've all been waiting for. Is Sable a good game for self-care? So if you have been following along, you will know that Sable got 4 out of 5 stars on this scale. And so absolutely, it is a great game for self-care. Again, I fully believe it is an absolute crime that this game is not on Switch. And honestly, I would probably give it another half star, maybe even that 1 extra star to get it to 5 out of 5 if it was a Switch game, because just thinking of playing this game while I'm like laying in bed on my Switch sounds incredible. Having to boot up my PC or my Xbox, not quite as relaxing as it could be on the Switch. Overall, though, going with yes, this is absolutely a great game for self-care. I highly recommend it. You can get it on Xbox, you can get it on Game Pass, and you can also find it on Steam. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys being here. If you enjoyed this video, like it, subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notifications for my upcoming videos. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.